What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is. You're in the place with your boy, the historian. But before we bring any of the hot news to you today, we'd like for you to go ahead, click that subscribe button on YouTube. Check us out. Give us some likes so we can keep providing you with the good content that we are with the Falcons. We got a good season coming up this year, and we got a lot to be cheering about. So we want to definitely bring that to you. But the only way we can bring that to you is if you like and you subscribe. Help your boy out. And then if you're on Facebook, please go ahead and click that StreamYard link so we can communicate with you. You already know what it is, baby. We in the building tonight. Birdcage. Let's get it.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the historian, better known as Ryan Walker. You already know how we get out. We got a jam-packed show for you tonight. Definitely can't wait to put some things out here. Got my crew coming through. You already know how they get out. Always informative, always educating the public, and always bringing that energy. You already know. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing in my crew that's in the building tonight. We got first up, we got our man K-Dub in the building, better known as Clutch, is into the building. What's going on, K-Dub?
BirdCage, glad to see you this Thursday evening. To all the viewers and all the subscribers, glad to see that you came in to see your Falcons news and your Falcons favorites right here every week, right here for you. Let's go, BirdCage.
Yes, sir. And then we got to bring in our man Scoop is in the building, man. Always got the news, always front page, front and center with everything. What's going on, bro? What's happening?
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening.
What's up, Scoop?
What's going on?
Well, you already know we waiting on our boy Graybeard. You know he coming through the building or whatever. We got our man Graybeard. He's actually taking care of something real quick, but he is going to be joining us tonight. And I'm definitely going to properly introduce my partner. But the first thing I got to do while we're waiting on our man Graybeard right now, my condolences to Ray Lewis. He lost his son today, Ray Lewis III. Prayers out to the family. Another individual who passed away today, one of the game's best receivers of all time, holds a career reception average of 22.3 yards per catch, Mr. Homer Jones. He was the first to initiate the spike into the NFL. So all of the celebrations started from this man. He's a SWAC legend. Texas Southern alumni, HBCU. You already know what it is, how I give love to those boys. Even though they're a rival of Southern University, I always pay homage to those who came at the beginning. And also, we also have to have a condolences sent out to a gentleman who we were going to have on the show. I spoke with him about 2 weeks ago. He was really excited about it. Former Olympic gold medalist, Mr. Harvey Glance. If you don't know who Harvey Glance is, please take a look and research this man. He is an Olympic legend. Couple of gold medals in his day, which is hard. We're not gonna hold it against him that he ran at Auburn University, but he's from Phoenix City, Alabama. He was one of the greatest, and I had the pleasure to speak with him on the phone. Dr. Pender, our first athletic guest that came through, that was one of his brothers. Well, not blood brother, but that was his brother through track and field, and they had a close relationship over the years. So he was the one who was actually connecting us with Mr. Harvey Glance. So please, shout out to the Glance family. Prayers out to you. We love you, and we're sorry we didn't get to put Mr. Glance on the show in time. So rest in peace, Mr. Harvey Glance. And to those,
R.I.P. man, we almost had him.
Yeah, condolences.
So now we got to bring in the great beard of the show, my man, Mr. Glenn Smalls. Get the fuzz off of your shoulders, baby. I see you.
Hey man, these are war rooms, man. These are war rooms, man. What you talking about? What you talking about? Hey man, BirdCage, what's going on? How y'all feeling today, fellas?
Well, we got the sound working pretty good, so thank God. So but other than that, man, we also got to bring in Coach Cam. He's taking time away from the kids right now, and he's out here spending some time with us to talk a little Falcon football, man. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, family? What's going on? Let's get to it.
Let's get in it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get to it. So, as we said before, we talked about Harvey Glance or whatnot, who passed away, and we talked about a couple of other legends that have gone on to be the glory. But let's get to some happier news or whatnot. Leonard Fournette still does not have a home. Where do you think he's gonna fall to? Like I said, man, we already got a few things going, but we're gonna get to our out the cage segment or whatnot. Leonard Fournette still has no home right now. He's homeless. I've been watching in living color. I'm just waiting for him to have a pickle jar, like my man Damon Wayans, Anton Jackson used to have to. What do you think he's gonna end up?
So you can add Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott to that list.
Well, Dalvin Cook might go to Buffalo. He might go to Miami. I think he might go to Buffalo with his brother.
Going to Miami.
Either way, they all looking for a job.
I don't think Cook's gonna be out of job. No. He's not gonna be out of a job long.
They finna wait. They wait Cook out. They gonna wait Cook out. Look, Cook, you're not getting the money you thought you was gonna get. You got $3, $4, $5 million that's on the table and go ahead and go.
Okay, you say you
Go ahead, Graybeard.
No, I got two teams I think my man Leonard Fournette could possibly go to. Number one, the Patriots. Because they just cut a guy not too long ago. That's number one. Number two, Kansas City. Kansas City is known to be picking up running back. You look at Leonard, look at McCoy. If you look at I forgot who else they went and got. I mean, they're known for picking up running back past their prime and use them in the rotation in that offense.
So I got one for you. He gonna stay within the division. New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too.
Nah, Saints don't have any money to pay him.
Alvin Kamara dealing with his legal issues.
But here's the thing, though. We all know the New Orleans Saints don't have any money to pay anybody right now. They're strapped for cash. He might
give him a hometown deal.
You're gonna have to, otherwise he ain't gonna get picked up.
I'm gonna be honest with you. With a running back running backs don't get paid for number one. So in this sense, I don't think he's gonna get him a hometown discount because first off, they're not competing for anything. If it's anybody that he'll take a discount for, it might be Kansas City.
But there's also one more team that would be a good fit for him, and that's the New York Jets. Because they lost their guy last season with the ACL, so he won't be back till midway part of the season anyway. So if you bring in Leonard Fournette, you have Aaron Rodgers, you have a decent front line. So he would fit into that team rather well because he's only a rental, so it's not like they got to pay him a whole bunch of money. So that would be, for me, if you're looking at a contender and somewhere where he'll fit perfectly, he'll fit right into that mesh with Aaron Rodgers and them boys.
So here's the thing, man. You sitting here saying Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you on this. Breece Hall is that franchise running back. He's already practicing. He'll be ready for the fall. He'll be ready for the season. Might not be the preseason, but he will be ready for the season coming up. But I'll be honest with you on that. I can see the Jets swinging something like that. I can see where you're coming from with that. But truthfully, I would see him going somewhere like Kansas City that's ready to compete, or he would go to a team that is already ready to compete for a championship. And another place he could go, maybe Green Bay is another place that a lot of people aren't talking about. That is a place that needs a running back as well. So it's a ton of places. Maybe he goes to the Dallas Cowboys to balance out Troy Pollard.
I think he waits till the sets. Maybe training camp gets going, or somebody goes down, then he'll get his opportunity to go.
But them first two names got to go first before he can get a job. They ain't finna pick him up right here. No time soon.
I agree with you on that.
That's what I'm trying to get at, Scoop. I feel like he's gonna have to wait.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Minnesota is let's just be real, dog. Minnesota is a place that is willing to let guys go, even if they're productive. Speaking on productive, we're gonna switch to the other side of the ball. The best side of the ball is the defensive side, so you already know what it is. Veteran pass rusher Danielle Hunter is on his way out of Minnesota. And the crazy part about this whole thing is with him being on his way out of Minnesota right now, you have to equate for the fact that he's still productive. He is still productive. The man, we're going to get into that because he's a part of one of our topics for tonight. But he's not even 30 years old yet. That's the scary part. And he's still in his prime. So he doesn't want to be in Minneapolis anymore. And Atlanta's very enticing for him because of the fact that you have Ryan Nielsen as our defensive coordinator who pretty much salivates over players that are over his stature. But we're going to get to that. But Minnesota, I think they're trying to really start over from the ground up, gentlemen. What do y'all think?
You think you can fire now?
I wouldn't consider it a fire sale, but I think it's more so them retaining assets to pay Jefferson when it's time to pay him, because he's going to break some records with his contract. So I think that's what they're looking at. I think they're looking at that and trying to retain Kirk Cousins. Where they're going to try to extend him. So they're trying to find ways to keep certain players without having to overexpose themselves financially, because they're definitely going to have to pay some of those guys on their end.
But technically, they're doing what we did a few years ago with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's a fire sale. I would say it's at a point where they want to try to go younger for cheaper because they know that they got to pay this man his contract. Now, here's the other thing. Atlanta has been bringing in a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the ball, but they've been drafting young on the offensive side of the ball. It seems like what the formula is for the Falcons right now, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody is complaining, oh, we brought in Calais Campbell, he's washed, this is a retirement home. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this here, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you. The Falcons are bringing in experienced defensive players. Might not be what you want right off the bat. They've drafted guys in the lower rounds that can be developed by these veterans. It's a method to the madness, because if you bring in defensive players that have a little bit of experience, have a little length in that tooth, as we say, long in the tooth or whatnot, they can actually teach these young guys how to be professionals, how to come handle their business, how to take care of their bodies, and how to survive an NFL season thoroughly and actually have a career where you can sustain a couple of paychecks. So I think Calais Campbell coming into this team was really great. Jesse Bates, another great piece. And then you look at David Onyemata. You bringing in veterans to go along with Grady and a few other vets like Lorenzo Carter, and you're looking at these young guys that's mixed in with these vets. AJ Terrell is now the elder statesman in the room now, since he's going into year 5. So, and you have a Jeff Okuda who also has experience. So bringing in experience really helps out, because I think really, if you look at it, we have 2 of everything, kind of like Noah's Ark, 2 of everything for each position. Veterans.
Yeah, we might not be a top 5 defense, but with our offense controlling the clock, I think we're middle of the road. All we got to do is get this pass rush going, build a lead up on teams, man. It's gonna be over with for the division, and then the NFC is up for grabs as far as I'm concerned.
That's how I look at it. Also, it's up for grabs. I mean, we gotta put our first foot forward, and I feel like he's saying we're not be a top 5 defense, but I think we're gonna be a top 10 defense.
True. And speaking of up for grabs, as you said, where will Shannon Sharp land now? I know we didn't talk about this last week. We just gonna make this a quick note. I'm gonna let Coach Cam and Graybeard jump on this one here. What do you guys think Shannon Sharp ends up at now that he's gone from FS1? Do you think he gets a job with the NFL Network? Do you think he goes to Fox NFL Sunday? Or do you think that he continues to do his podcast, of course, is Club Shay Shay? But where do you think that he goes as a sports analysis? Does he go strictly NFL, or does he stay well-rounded?
I think he's having too much success being well-rounded. Club Shay Shay has literally taken off. Club Shay Shay and the brand that he made, man, he's a hot commodity right now. You got people right now that want to work with him like now. It's up to him to where he want to go. Like right now, he can pretty much get back and be like, I can go here, I can go here, I can go here. Who's going to give me the best offer? But at the same time, protect his brand at Club Shay Shay, because that's an award-winning podcast right now. He's killing it with that.
I mean, he may have pulled out his situation with Fox just to explore, more with his brand, with his Club Shay Shay. Just put a lot of effort into that right now. Going right in front of TV cameras right now.
Yep, Killing actually took what I was gonna say, because when you look at it, bro, for real, like real spit with Shannon, he's a hot commodity right now. And the thing is with Shannon, he wants more say-so on how things are being done. So that's why he truly, because he really spoke on it, that he didn't have enough, leverage on the topics that were being spoken on, things of that nature. So with Stephen A. Smith having a whole recruiting party right now on every single one of his shows, it's like when you see that in other stations, see MSNBC and CBS and whoever, they're looking at that like, oh, Stephen really want him. So, and then the way I'm looking at it, Stephen ain't doing nothing but trying to raise up the price tag, because Shannon's already gonna come with a hefty fee anyway. So it all depends really where he wants to go and who's gonna give him directive control of what goes on the show. So that's really what's going to pan out where he ends up.
Okay. Well, you guys have already hit that on the head. So now we're getting ready to slide into our topics for the night. You already know how we get down with it. Let's talk about it. As you can see, I got Flowery Branch up in the back right about now. The facility. No, it's dead quiet. You don't have a bunch of bodies there. I got to let everybody see what the facility looks like without it, because it's that time of year. Now that mini camp is over with, now we're getting ready to start training camp. So $30 million will be dumped into the facility for the upgrades, because from what we read from ESPN and many other sites, they rated the Falcons facility D-. So now what you have in this rated as a D-, with these upgrades, do you think that these individual players that we have that actually did speak up on it, do you think that their input is really gonna affect what we have in this new facility, and how does it help with, and how does this help with the development of players and the psyche of these players coming to Atlanta? I'm gonna let my man Killian start this one here, since he had to be a thief on the last one. You know, I got to tell him old thieving behind him. You know what? See, you roguish. See, that's what happens. See, I gotta be careful. I gotta watch you in school. Y'all Decatur boys a trip. Y'all roguish. I'm from the west side of the city, so you know what's happening.
Why you gotta bring up Decatur like that, man?
But
hey, man, they some roguish jokers. I'm from the west where the best reside. You know what's up. But I'm just clowning, man. But what you got for me, Kill?
But on that topic, though, you know, these guys coming out of these top flight universities like the University of Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, you know, all these big time universities with all these top flight facilities. I mean, you're basically letting the universities make you look bad, and you're supposed to be a professional ran organization. I mean, because if you look at some of these facilities, some of these organizations like Oregon and maybe USC, some of these big time programs, Texas, I mean, they're putting some of these NFL programs to shame. So it's like, step your game up. These guys are coming from top flight stuff, and they come into your facilities. That may make the morale go down for the players as they take the field in the NFL. You guys can't even have top flight lockers, top flight showers, top flight, hot tubs, you know what I'm saying, and recovery chambers, and this, that, and the third. They shouldn't have to buy it out of their own money when they get paid and have it in their home. They should have it at their facilities also.
Well, you already know how that goes, man. When you speak on that, we come from the military side of things. Me, you, Graybeard, and Cam. Coach Cam, we come from the military side of things. When we talk about it, let's be real. We've been in situations and environments that are below living standards. We're not gonna sit there and doubt it, because it made us tougher. And I'll be honest with you. I think I'll say this. I think the Falcons are not there. They have a D- facility, but it ain't like, if you remember the movie Major League, when they took all the money out of the facility and they literally was holding everything together with paper clips, duct tape, and bubble gum. It's not really like that with the Falcons right now. So I think it's needed for an upgrade, but we're not as bad as what they say. It's more so these spoiled jokers that really come through, that, like you said, come from the top flight programs that have state-of-the-art everything. I mean, they don't realize that.
I mean, we could keep talking about back in the day when we played, but this is a new day. These kids like to be pampered. I mean, and maybe they play better. I don't know. That's what they come.
As my old coach used to say, God rest his soul, Coach Bartley. They're soft. They're just cream puffs. Toughen up, Tinkerbell.
I didn't rate the facility. Someone else did.
Y'all gotta forgive me tonight. Y'all see I'm in the zone tonight.
Hey, but if you honestly, go ahead, Scoop.
No, I was gonna say, man, the last thing you want to do is recruit professional players, but the high school down the street or the college right around the corner has better facilities than your professional team. You don't want that, man. You got to be able to recruit these professionals, man. And look, you just take a page out of Coach Kirby, chapter 1. You upgrade those facilities and you bring them guys in. And see, he got 2 championships later. You gotta get it.
I'm gonna go ahead and we got these Alabama fans in here. These Tennessee fans. This is what happens when you upgrade your stuff. You get trophies and you get them rings, baby. That's what listen. That's what we do at University of Georgia, baby.
Yeah,
we
upgrade your facility, upgrade your jury.
Yes, sir. It's about time for the Falcons to go ahead and get some hardware so everybody around the city can be happy about it. You understand what I'm saying, fellas?
Yeah, man.
Well, go ahead,
because think about it. If you can bring in the type of vets that we have brought in with crappy facilities, imagine what we gonna bring in once we upgrade the facilities for these gentlemen.
I mean, just to piggyback off you real quick.
Look at what Scoop said. Because if you look at Midland, I want to say it was a high school in Midland. They just dropped $60 million on their practice facility and their actual practice grounds and their actual school, their home field.
Mm-hmm.
the school that I'm currently coaching right now, they're getting a $5 million turf field built right now.
And that's high school, right, Cam?
In high school.
See what I'm saying?
It's a $5 million field, and we're not talking about the upgrades to the locker room that they're doing, the seating and everything else that comes with it, because they're not practicing on the actual football field. They're having a football field built just for practice. So I haven't seen what all that's going to entail, but the fact that you have high schools as of right now that's in lower cities, we're not talking about major universities or major cities like Dallas, Texas, and all this stuff. I'm in a farm city high school, and they're throwing $5 million for just the field. So when you're a professional football team and you have the bare minimums to have your guys go for, therapy, rehab, and whatever, and the equipment is less than stellar, that's not going to keep your people in-house. They're going to want to go somewhere where they can have the best of the best. So you have to, kind of cater to the eye of your players, especially if you want them to stay around long term. But on top of that, you have to keep up with the times, because it's more than just playing football and being smart. You have to start taking care of the body, the soul, and everything else that comes with it. So Flowery Branch was well beyond, getting an upgrade as it is. So it's well on time for it to happen now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, outside of Flowery Branch, man, you got to also look at, like they were saying, with the dining facilities. You have to, like you said, you have to have state-of-the-art stuff now where guys, they are comfortable with eating. Like you said, you have to upgrade everything because of the newer generation that's coming through. They're very picky and they're divish. Let's just be real. So there are a few dogs out there, but it's more divas than there are dogs in the NFL now. So, the game has changed in so many different ways. So we got to cater, to those who are providing us this entertainment and the enjoyment of watching professional football. So, hey, got to do what you got to do. But
these universities have made them spoiled like that. I mean, even if they can't afford, so we just got to keep the train rolling. If they coming from that and they play, high level ball in college, making All-Americans. Just go ahead and just upgrade the facilities. I feel like the NFL is behind. They're always trying to save money, but they're always making the most money. So, spend some of that money. Let those facilities look better. And like our listeners and viewers were saying, they need to increase the seating for the patrons and the fans in the practice facilities also.
Or they can invest into those fold-out beach chairs, not fold-out beach chairs, but the four pretty much the chairs that you carry on your back that you can carry around with you. They got enough money and enough merchandise to where they can do a morale event where they're doing those giveaways of Falcon chairs for maybe the first 200-300 fans. You know what I'm saying? They come through. You can start doing that because, like you said, you want to increase revenue, you want to increase the relationships with not only your team, but you want to increase it with your fan base. And they see that you're willing to provide them with stuff goodies that they can take home. There's nothing but a tax write-off for you. Man, go ahead and start giving these folks some good stuff that they can use. Not the little cheap foam fingers. Give them the chairs. You can write it off. You own Home Depot.
There you go. Yeah.
Updated.
I ain't gonna try. Hold on, I'm not gonna trash off the blank, but it was getting ready to come. I had to control it. I'm sorry.
Well, no,
What'd you say, Great B? He upgraded the
stadium. We just updated the stadium not too long ago.
And that's sad. The first lady of the branch. That's sad. The first lady of the BirdCage just said she was the second fan at training camp one day and got nothing. That's sad.
That's serious. That's
sad.
You trying to improve your fan interaction. Your fan, just basically your fandom, because they always talking bad about the Falcon fan base. They have to do stuff to smooth us over. If it is giving us a Falcons mug, it is giving us a bobblehead, give them something so they'll give it back to you 10 times fold in merchandise and in tickets and everything, ticket sales, and just going to all of the events that you guys have throughout the year.
Sound like we need to apply to the marketing department and the public relations department.
Hey, look, Hey, look, we
I'm
do
with
it.
it.
All the Falcon
I'm
related.
with it. Somebody, hey, it kind of reminds you of the episode of Martin, if y'all remember this, gentleman, when Stan was cracking Myra's toes. That's pretty much how you got to do these fans now. With all the pain and the corns and all the hard nails that we done had, you got to massage some toes, Arthur Blank. I'm sorry, brother. You got to massage some toes like Stan.
Hot
I
so
mean,
at the
he got to because look what the PFL have done. That PFL killed people.
Glenn, I don't know what you did, but you just sound so faint, bro, with your mic.
I don't know either, man. I
There
said
you go.
the PFL killed people, man. And then on top of that, you want to try to fool people over by giving $2 hamburger and $2 hot dog. Not gonna work. Got to step your game up. Got to step your game up. You want to compete with all the other NFL owners who are dishing out million on top of million, updating their stadium and facility. So the Falcons, if you want to compete, man, you got to upgrade.
Yeah, they gotta step it up. I mean, I feel like the city of Atlanta is pulling enough money. It's like you got to really take the first foot forward and make it happen. Especially if you're not winning any championships, you better start giving out something because the Braves done did it. I mean,
Atlanta United's done it.
Yeah, man. You just got
And
to.
think about it. Even though we watching the Hawks go up and down, they have been in the playoffs consistently for the past 3 years.
Yeah,
so let's be real. And then you got the Dogs winning championships. So all your teams in your state, minus Georgia Tech, all your teams in the state have been consistently in the playoffs. They've been playoff runs or championship runs. You've got to start matching that. If you can't match that, you got to start schmoozing over the guests, as they would say. You got to start looking out for your fans because when you start losing that fan support and losing this right here, nobody's gonna want to play in this city. So I think we need. I honestly, I think we might need to go ahead and apply for that job because they're doing a piss poor job at a lot of stuff for me. But let me get my feelings out of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and somebody said we need the Hawks and the Falcons to finally get the prize. No, I agree with you on that. The Hawks and the Falcons finally do need to get that prize.
They don't know this.
But you got to remember this, though. The Hawks already have one championship, but it wasn't in the city of Atlanta. They got it in St. Louis, and they knocked off the mighty Boston Celtics with the great Bill Russell. The Hawks are the only team to beat Bill Russell in his prime in the championship. But the next year, they got swept by Bill Russell and those Celtics. So, that was payback. But we ain't going to get into that. Just a little sports knowledge or whatnot, little history lesson from a man who dropped the gem. So let's get to it. The training camp schedule was released this Tuesday that just went by. How do y'all like the setup of this schedule and who's gonna be heading out?
Well, I know
I'm trying to make it out there.
Sure, for sure. I mean, it's gonna be a great training camp. It's gonna be very interesting. A lot of heated battles out there. It's gonna be a lot of new faces to see out there. If you didn't go to the first meet and greet down at the stadium, I mean, because a lot of fans didn't get a chance to go out to that, so. It's going to be another chance for guys to go out there and meet this new team, this new look Falcons, this new Dirty Bird squad, and just get up and close to person and see what's going on out there in the Georgia heat out there in that red clay.
Ooh. Scoop, what you got, man? Because see, y'all have closer access than me, so I'm definitely gonna try to get down there for that. So if I don't get down there for camp, I'm definitely gonna get to a game this year. Because they playing over in northern New Jersey against the Jets. So I might be sliding over to the Jets game. It's gonna be cold, but I'm gonna be sitting there cheering them boys on. And I'm throwing my Coke at one of the most unruly Jets fans if they get up in my face. I'm acting like an Eagles fan. I'm telling you that now. I'm acting like an Eagles fan that ain't got no home train.
So I'm gonna be real with you. Every off-season edition that we've had this year or this summer, I've been waiting for training camp. Because I knew that, these past 2 years with Arthur Smith, to me, the training camp battle been kind of competitive, but it's been competitive because you got people that's on 1-year deals and undrafted free agents, people trying to prove themselves. Now you got some seasoned vets, spent some money on some people. So, and then, of course, you bring in Ryan Nielsen, he done brought some luggage with him.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a battle because I know for a fact that the offensive line for us remember Onion Mata and they remember Caden Ellis. So I think day one is gonna be a fight. I'm all for it. I want the smoke.
remember this too. They got to see Jesse Bates last year too.
Yeah.
When we played the Bengals, and Bates was a problem because he got in the backfield a couple of times against Marcus Mariota last year and made him rush throws. So I really see a lot of, like you said, the competition side of things. I see a lot of that panning out, man. I just hope that we finally get some dudes in here that can teach these boys how to play with some heart and don't give up at the end. Like, I hope that they're watching the Atlanta Braves because no matter what you do to them, they're not going away. And that's something the Falcons got to have. They got to have a tenacity and a fight where you knock me down, I'm going to get up and I'm going to hit you 5 more times to knock you down. It's just got to be that type of mentality.
Definitely.
I like it because nobody's job is safe. Nobody.
Your job is safe on here.
I mean, of course. Come on, man. It's me. It's the gray beard. But I'm just saying, man, in training camp, man, nobody's job is safe. Nobody's job is safe. I'm like Coop. I love it. Day one is gonna be a fight. We might have a couple of fights day one, and I can't wait.
I think even if Prime was here in his heyday or whatever, he might have some competition he got to go up against. Like you say, nobody's job is safe. But I think Time would start as a kick returner and a punt returner though. That would be 2 jobs he have on lock.
Yeah.
Now I ain't even to look. I love Cordell Patterson, but it was something about watching that 21 and catching punts and kickoffs and just taking them to the house. It was something about it, man. Magic.
Kick it to him. They are kick it. Right. They ain't want to kick.
As soon as the ball touches his hand, everybody stand up on their seat.
Yeah, you already up on your feet.
now, I shared a picture. I shared a picture earlier this week in my little timeline or whatever. Y'all saw me as a little tight holding the football. Yeah. Picture this. Picture a 2-year-old me, 2-year-old me watching Deion Sanders yelling at the TV, "Run, Deion, run!" Can't find the video. If I can find it, I'm gonna post it for you guys. Because definitely I've been doing this for a minute, dog, and it was just something magical about seeing that 21 return kicks. And I just hope that, like CP does not mind going back to return kicks and punts. He's already said he'll go back to what he did. But I would rather save his legs for the season and let maybe Scotty Miller do that. Even though I wasn't big on Scotty Miller coming here, I think his speed is what's going to be valuable for – I'll be honest. I think his speed is what's going to be valuable for this team this year. How do y'all feel?
The name that's been popping over the off season during minicamp has been Josh Ali.
Yeah,
kid out of Kentucky.
Yeah. Everybody keep talking about Josh Ali, and Josh Ali, they done been putting him anywhere as receiver, punt return, whatever he need to do, he gonna do it. So look out for that name.
Yeah, we looking at. He coming out the SEC, so I know he ready.
But you got to remember this too. Now, we saw a little piece where earlier this week where Drake was talking about different things and whatnot about everybody and talking about the different players and everything. He was saying, he's got the best hands, Bijan and he said Kyle Pitts are the fastest or the most versatile. I'm gonna be honest with you on that. I think that was a first rounder talking up his fellow first rounders. I'm just gonna be real with you on that. Because it's some dudes out here that I really feel like that really can give guys a run for their money. Because if any of y'all remember watching Josh Ali in Kentucky, Ali had the best hands on that team. He didn't drop anything, and he could take a hit. So if him and Drake got the best hands, I'm not mad because we know ain't nothing gonna touch the ground. I just hope that he don't wear sleeves like Drake did and fumble the ball like Drake did last year. That's what I'm hoping.
I think Drake learned his lesson about that. I don't think we're going to see no sleeve this year.
I hope so. We don't need no more balls touching the floor.
No sleeve this year. No sleeve.
I mean, you always got to have something you're going to work on in the off season. I think, with him saying he got the best hands, that means he must not be dropping nothing.
He better have good ball security after all them damn fumbles he had this year.
No, but I like the confidence, man. I mean, I like the
love the
I
confidence.
love it.
I just hated the fact that you let Khalil Mack steal it from you and take the game from us. I hated that.
Hey, man, that's Khalil Mack.
If it be anybody, let it be Khalil
Mack. Khalil Mack, man.
Hey, but then wait a minute, it gets better. And then wait a minute, and then you let Georgia native and Georgia Bulldog great Roquan Smith take your draws from you too when you fumbled in that game with Baltimore.
Wait, dog, look where he came from.
Again, if you're gonna get got by somebody, you're gonna get got by somebody great.
But you know this here, it's a difference when you're in traffic opposed to being in open field where you can tuck it. Now, if you're in traffic, that's one thing. We all know it's coming from somewhere that you can't see. But in the open field, when you trying to do too much, man, go down.
It's a rookie mistake, dog. It's a rookie mistake. Every rookie guy got to go through that. It's a rookie mistake. That's all.
The growing pain of a
rookie. We gonna try
to
get to the game, but he better not pull that same thing this year. He won't get that excuse this year.
No, he won't.
Definitely won't. He definitely.
But I love me some Drake though. He won me over. I ain't gonna lie. I was against the pick at first because I wanted defense, but like I said, I have no problem. He won me over because he's got the mindset of a defensive player and he play offense. I love it.
He fit. I like everything.
Yeah, he won me over, even though I wanted George Pickens. I ain't going to lie.
Hey, it take a real man to admit when he wrong.
Yeah,
I ain't been wrong about Kyle Pitts though. Now let's get it.
Lord.
Now let's get it. Yeah, you know I was gonna slide in there. You ain't finna just slap me like that in my own house.
The next time that you call his name, make sure you say Pro Bowl Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, he is a Pro Bowler.
He's a Pro Bowler.
He is a Pro Bowler, but he also a government mule too.
Oh my God.
I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you. For us to draft him at number 4, he's got all the potential in the world to be one of the best to ever do it. But the thing is, you got to do the little things and you got to take that diva attitude out and you got to be willing to be a dog with it. You know what I'm saying? Drake came in with a dog type mentality from day one. Pitts had everything. Let's just be real. When he was there, I'm not taking away from what he did, but just like I know, it's a difference between seeing a guy that's got that mindset to be a dog and you got a guy that say, man, this is just going to be mine.
Question, who had a better rookie season, Kyle Pitts or Drake London?
I say it's a toss-up with that one, bro. Drake, only thing Kyle got over him is he went to the Pro Bowl. That's the only thing. But numbers were similar.
If it's a toss-up, that means that man did not come in here slacking.
So I got a question.
He stepped up to the plate.
And he got only 1 touchdown out of it. And Drake London got 4.
Ain't that the same knock that we have on Julio? Julio great, but he don't score touchdowns.
But here's the thing, though. Julio played receiver just like Drake. That was a difference. You talking about a tight end that's supposed to be a unicorn, and that's a guy that we always talk about that's going to be a game changer where guys fear you. Like, let's just be real, dog. You see him in more one-on-one coverages than anything. If you got 2 on him, let's just be real. If you got a DB and a safety, and you know this, Scoop, because me and you, we both come from the secondary, dog. If you got a safety that's going to shade over and remember, and you got a corner or a slot corner that's guarding him or whatever, that makes you a dangerous man because you're taking 2 people to guard him technically, even if you got to put attention on him. You don't see that much with that. You got to remember, Julio demanded attention from day one. You know that.
Hey, look, Kato, Glenn, I'm not going to go off on a tangent because you know how I get about this right here because his name always get brought up. At the end of the day, I'm finna tell you this, Ryan. At the end of the day, you had a 20-year-old tight end. I don't care where he got. I don't care if he was drafted with number 1 overall. You had a 20-year-old step in when he should have had Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley ahead of him getting targets. And he stepped in and became the number 1 target on that team with an aging Matt Ryan. Come on, man. And no run game.
And remember this, you had CP in the backfield. You also had Russell Gage that took a little bit of the pressure off of him because Russell became a better receiver when those 2 left. He literally became a more clutch receiver when Julio was gone and when Ridley ended up leaving because Gage took a lot of the pressure off of him. Come on, dog.
So let's be real now. CP got signed to be a returner and a wide receiver.
Not a running back.
He lucked up to be in the backfield because my boy Mike Davis wasn't stepping up to the plate.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Mike Davis go to Stevenson?
Yes.
Told you y'all East Side boys, boy. Y'all ain't built like them West Side
Hey,
boys.
man, shout out to
Jamal. Shout out to
Mike Davis. Shout out to Jamal Lewis.
I can't talk bad. You know what? I can't talk bad about Mike Davis because my sister went to high school with his brother James Davis over at Doug on the West Side. So they tight. So I can't really say too much bad stuff about Mike though. But I respect the fact that he apologized to the fan base after he left. I give him that. But he's good people though. I still love it though. But I think I'm gonna be honest with you. And like my guy Daniel Ryan Woodall says, I really believe that Jonnu Smith is the guy that nobody's talking about. That's gonna be there. What you think?
You already know he's going to be the inline guy. I mean, that's why he's brought in, because they want to use Pitts in all kind of different situations, kind of like how they're using Bijan. They want to have offenses guessing with the formations that they're going to come out there and the way he's going to package those guys. You want to keep those defenses and those secondaries guessing. When you got that much talent on the field at the same time, you don't really know which way you want to, cover guys.
I mean, that and the fact you ain't gonna be able to really double as much as you want. Because if you double Kyle Pitt, John is gonna be up.
And here's the thing:
move over to Drake London.
And a lot of people forget how fast. A lot of people forget how fast Jonnu Smith is, because you got to remember he was used on end rounds and all kinds of stuff. So he was pretty much the Kyle Pitts for Arthur Smith up in Tennessee when he was there. And now that you have two, you got three players that possess that type of skill: Jonnu Smith, Cordell Patterson, and now Bijan Robinson. Offense is going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Basically, we should have a top 5 red zone going offense. True or false?
Couldn't hear the question, bro. What'd you say?
You ain't gonna get no argument out of me, Glenn. You right. Top 5 red zone offense.
Yeah. And here's the thing, though. It says that on paper, but like the crooked reverend, as we used to call him, Mr. John Harris used to say, take it off paper and put it on the grass. Make it stick. It's the truth. As much as we used to laugh at that, it's the truth, because he didn't lie about that. He was honest. And I respected that, because anybody that's done played ball or at any level, you understand. People look good in the newspaper. People look good in a stat sheet, but I need to see it producing in front of me live on that grass.
I agree.
Because all the numbers don't mean anything if you can't win ball games.
I agree with that, but my thing is, this offense in the red zone should not be that vanilla. That's all I'm saying.
With the type of running game we have, we won't be finesse. Trust me.
I think you're saying vanilla because of the players we have. We are explosive now. I'm talking.
I'm talking about in the red zone. We were vanilla. I even know where we were gonna go with the ball. And I could be blind and still know where to play going.
Well, I got a question for you. Now, you say you know where we was going to go with the ball. Let's go ahead and go with Mr. Ryan Nielsen real quick. We got to talk about the defense real quick. Ryan Nielsen expressed his positive views on the defensive front seven in the trenches. And he talked highly about, Calais Campbell. He said for a veteran player in the interview he had yesterday, he actually said that Calais Campbell is a guy that is still willing to learn, even with being in the league for 16 years. And some of his techniques that he's learning is helping him prolong his career. And then he talked highly of Grady, Onyemata. He said Ebiketie, AK-47's a project. He's going to take some time to get there, but, he's showing flashes. What do you think that this front seven that this man is cooking up, this revamp of this front seven is going to be? Because Cordell Patterson, as we put in the notes here, is talking highly about their defense off the rip.
Yeah, man. I mean, I really feel like, this defense is going to be, a top tier flight, with the rotation. I mean, you can kind of hear it in Ryan Nielsen's voice you can, he knows what he has, and he has something special. He's cooking up. I mean, he's really excited about the offer also in the back end that he's talked about. This, I mean, he's getting a lot of pub right now in practice, so I guess he's making a lot of plays. So, I mean, it's just exciting times because a lot of times we're not excited about our defense here in the city of Atlanta, but we are this year. So, defenses, I mean, not defense, but offenses in the NFC, watch out because we coming for your head.
I mean, I like what Daniel said, man. He said, my boy Brady finally gonna get double-digit back. I like that. I think what Niel's been trying to do, man, is make the front seven more attack mode, especially when we getting pressure on the quarterback. Something that we've been lacking for years. We can't get to the quarterback. We make mediocre quarterbacks look great, and we have to remedy that by getting pressure, even if we knock the ball down. Even though we don't got the quarterback, we're making that quarterback think twice, hold on the ball a little bit more, and maybe we can get that coverage back. Maybe we can get a fumble or something, man. Just make the defense more stout up front.
So getting to it, bro. Now you're right. Now you're talking about on the defensive side of the ball with everything that's going on and whatnot. Troy Anderson now is in his second year, and we're all buzzing about this defense. But here's the thing: does he get it together this year, and does he become a contributor to this defense coming off of his first full year of being an NFL linebacker and his second year really of being a professional linebacker? And this is his third year altogether playing the position out of all the football that he's played. Do you think he comes in and becomes a contributor?
I think that he comes in and plays loose, man, because of Caden Ellis. The thing that has got me curious right now, do we actually go back and call Rashaan Evans just in case? Because when you look at the defense and you compare the rooms, like the defensive line room is kind of stacking up. The secondary adding Bates and Okuda and Mike Hughes and Helms, like just adding those pieces in the secondary, that kind of stacked that room up a little bit. But that linebacker room, I don't know about y'all, but it's kind of suspect.
It can be.
I said they should
call the leading tackler back and say, come on back home, and let's see what's happening or what.
I agree with you on that. You won't get no argument out of me. You bring Evans back. You have to. He led the team in tackles last year, and he literally is a guy that is a consummate professional, and he can stay healthy. So with Troy, you got a guy in Troy. Troy's a good linebacker. He's raw. You got to have a guy in there that's experienced that can help us win now. You know what I'm saying? And Troy has to be molded. And I think, to me, I feel like Troy could be molded, within the next year. But you got to bring another vet back that he can sit behind and learn, because he started becoming a better linebacker playing behind Rashaan Evans. And then when he was playing alongside him, Rashaan was able to help him get his thing together. That's just me.
I agree, man. Bring back Rashaan Evans, but that also lets me know that Mikael Walker is on thin ice.
Yeah, he might get cut.
Man, that joker should have been cut. You know what I'm not.
That's just the nature of the. But we all knew Troy Anderson was a project when we drafted. Nobody in the world thought Troy Anderson was going to take over in the league in year one, especially if he only played 1 year of linebacker.
And Mikael Walker stinks as bad as 3-day-old bologna water.
God damn, boy, that's terrible.
I'm telling you.
But I'm just saying, though, and in the overall scheme of things, bringing back Rashaan Evans would be a plus, in my opinion, would be a high plus. Because, number one, you can trust him. Number two, that let Mikael Walker know, hey, bro, your job. Here's the peak slip right here. All I got to do is slide it to you. That's pretty much what you're saying.
Well, I get you where you say that, bro. That's just one of those things. But so next, we got to talk about pass rush, because Arnold Ebiketie is still shaky as a stripper at Ebenezer Baptist Church on a Sunday. I'm just saying, it's just what it is. Hunter Ebuket is still lighting it behind, and he's still shaking like some jello. You know, it's at this point like this. If he does not pan out, the Falcons then jumped out of jelly and got themselves into a jam with drafting that dude. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. If he does not pan out, I'm hoping that he pans out because he has flashes of being able to be something good on that outside. He has flashes of that. But we've also got to hope that he's been in that weight room because we apparently see Desmond Ridder been in the weight room because you see he put on some weight and you see certain other players have been in that weight room. So I hope that he's been eating steak and potatoes and he's been lifting. So if he's not a guy that you can trust right now because he's a young guy still learning the game, you bring in a guy of Danielle Hunter that's out of Minnesota. You bring him in. You can get him. He's in his prime. He's not 30. He's not washed up. And we're going to have money next year, and we can actually back in him, give him a 1-year deal, and back in him and pay him the next year because that is a guy that has a career of 75 sacks. And he's only been in the league since 2016. He's only been in the league 7-8 years. And he's still a disruptive player, 6'5", 260 pounds, and he's in that mode of Davenport or your boy, what's the Saints boy named Cam Jordan, old fruited behind. He's pretty much one of those. He's pretty much body wise and production wise like those two, and that's a Ryan Nielsen type of player. I think you explore the options of looking at it.
I mean, how much we would have to give up just to get him?
That's the key thing. Just like
you give up a draft pick for him. I can tell you that now. You give up a draft pick, but
you can go get Ngakoue and sitting on the couch, and you ain't got to give up nothing.
Man, please give me Daniel Hunter over Ngakoue. Ngakoue is not. Ngakoue is just a one-trick pony, bro. That's why Jacksonville got rid of him. Think about why they got Trayvon Walker, bro. Ngakoue was supposed to be that cornerstone for that team.
We need pass rush. That's what he did. That's his one trick, and we're gonna have a rotation.
So So what you gonna do if they actually audible from a pass and put it to a run and run a toss sweep to his side, or is he gonna make the play? Because he got run over many days in Jacksonville, bro, and he was covered by Miles Jack. Let's be 100 about that, dog.
So I'm gonna be real. I don't think Danielle Hunter is on the radar. The reason being is because of what you said. You started out with AK-47, but you remember that draft also consists of Debo Malone. We also signed Bud Dupree. We also brought in Zach Harrison this year in the draft. So I think that, and then you got Zoe Carter too on the outside too. I think that with all those additions, like the room is crowded. So unless it's like dire needs, probably mid-season where somebody I doubt that Danielle Hunter is gonna be there mid-season. Like I think he's gonna get picked up before the season starts. But I think that the room is so crowded and the investment has been there that they not gonna go ahead and try to call Danielle Hunter. They're gonna let him, do his thing wherever he want to go to a contender or whoever. But that's just my point of view from what I see.
I mean, I still like it. I mean,
you won't get no argument from me on that one.
The room is pretty crowded, but it's like going into training camp, if they can see that some of those young guys are not going to be panning out, you kind of see it, coach. Then you may start calling some guys that's sitting on the couch right now.
I'm just saying, I need a guy that can not just pass rush. I need a guy that can stop the run as well. That is what we need. We need to have two-way. We need to have guys that can do versatile things, and he can also drop in. Excuse me. He could also drop into coverage as well. That is something that also is unique about his playing style. You got to remember, he came out of LSU. So any of those outside dudes that play defensive end or outside linebacker at LSU can also cover the pass as well. So
except for one.
Go get him. I'm just saying.
We don't talk about Duke Riley, man. We already knew you was about to bring in Duke Riley, dog. Leave Duke alone. Duke was just a fraud, man. He was a front runner, but Hunter is a guy that you can trust with three facets of the game on defense. And that's what you got to have in a Ryan Nielsen type defense, because if you think about it, Cam Jordan covers passes in short yardage situations. So does Davenport. You have to have a big man that can be a little versatile too. So I think versatility is something that, like you said, it's not just relegated to the offensive side of the ball. It's also relegated to the defensive side of the ball for us.
Yeah, I get you on that.
Yeah. And I don't, and here's the thing, Lorenzo Carter's only on one more year. And the question is, are they going to keep him? That's the question. After this year, you cut him. If you cut him, you got a young guy that's under his darn 30s that's still in his prime. That's why I was saying for Hunter. I love me some Lorenzo Carter. Straight bulldog. Always going to love him. But we got him a little too late in his career. If we'd have got him earlier, I'd have been all for it. You know what I'm saying? And I look at it like this. Zoe Carter is going to produce, but we also know that he's a little long in the tooth as well. So we don't know how long he's going to have, and we got to hope that he stays healthy this year and possibly puts up some big numbers.
I mean, you acting like Lorenzo Carter in retirement home or something.
Nah, it's not in the retirement home, but you know when you get in your 30s or whatnot, you're past your prime. And I'll put it this way. We don't see it as him being past his prime if he can produce. But the people that's up in the box or whatever see him as past his prime because of the money.
Zoe only 27, dog.
No, I'm like, hold on, man.
Hold on, yeah, that's right. Zoe is 27. He just looked older. I keep forgetting Zoe came out. I keep forgetting Zoe did come out right around the time where he played for Kirby Smart in the national championship season. So that's on me, fellas. I was thinking.
We gotta ride with Zoe.
What's the old boy's name? I was thinking about Leonard Floyd. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, Leonard Floyd. Yeah,
Floyd is long in the tooth. I was thinking about Leonard Floyd.
But he signed. He just signed like last week, I believe.
Yeah. But he was with Mark Rick. He left after Mark Rick got fired. So, but
taking Mikael Walker.
Yeah. So here's the other thing we got. Offensive line wise, do you think Mayfield, now he's going to right tackle, his natural position, where he played 800 and some odd snaps in Michigan? You know, he only played like 200 and some snaps at Michigan at left tackle. Now that he's going back to his right tackle position and they're going to try him out at that, do you think that he's going to produce more, that now he's more at home? Or do you think he's going to be a guy that you just gotta go ahead and cut ties with?
You ain't got to try. Last year, man, I give him some credit because we threw him in the fire and he got burnt to a crisp. We all know that. But if we put him back in the natural position, which is right tackle, it really shouldn't be no excuses now.
Mm-hmm.
He may thrive.
You're at your natural position where you thrived at Michigan, even though Michigan offensive line was trash. But still, you still thrive. I'm just saying.
And wait a minute, they got that Joe Morrow Award due to politics. We all know that. And hold on, Georgia picked them clean, and then TCU picked them clean. You know, TCU picked them clean again, so you already know what it is.
So let's be real now. Unless Caleb McGarry like has a injury or slip on some whatever. Like, he won't see the field anyway.
Well, here's the thing. We didn't think the offensive line was going to be shaky like a prostitute at a pimp convention either when we had all them injuries. Hen Dog went down, and that hurt that side of the ball. Because Hen Dog actually was pretty good at that guard spot. You know what I'm saying? But now, I would say you got to put Hennessy at center now, because even though we drafted a center or whatnot, you got to have a competition to see who's going to shake out at that spot. That's just me.
Yeah.
You know, Drew Dalman is getting first reps right now.
Yeah, he is.
Unfortunately, he is. But at the same time, if he keep putting snaps on the ground, it's time to sit him on the bench.
Gwen will probably steal the center position from him, though.
Yeah,
he might. It's either gonna be. Here's the thing. It's either gonna be him, or it's gonna be. It's either gonna be him, or it's gonna probably end up being as we said, Matt Hennessy. It might be Hennessy that might steal the spot, because you got to remember Hennessy played guard and he played center at Temple, so he's versatile.
I'm not a fan.
I'm saying I know you
I
ain't
like to
a
make
fan.
I like to make guard. I like them more guard.
He made me stop drinking Henderson.
Nah,
Hey, wait a minute.
never
Dalton
that.
was sitting there putting them balls on the ground, man. Last year, he was put even with Ritter, he put them on the ground.
Yeah.
No, he put the ball on the ground and shotgun, man.
And you got to think about it. Dolman did get a good rating on PPF. He got a good rating on that center spot. So that's why I'm saying he didn't put too many snaps on the ground. 1 or 2 with him. But he had to fill in another spot. But I get where you coming from. You don't get no argument with me because that's the most basic but most difficult thing that has to be done, is somebody got to get the snap right.
So as far as camp battles, like we gotta keep our eyes open on the center battle and the left guard battle, because it's definitely gonna be one.
I think Bergeron gonna take some.
I do too. He gonna get that
started,
left guard position.
By the third week, he started.
Hold on.
I think he started day one.
Hold on. Y'all said something tasty. Hold on, y'all said something tasty. I had to wipe that drool off my face. Y'all got me over here salivating over that. We might actually have a rookie that come in and just start knocking folks out. I'm good with it.
Hey, maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe
True.
Maybe 2.
Maybe we might have a center. Maybe we might have a center in this one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Bergeron, I see him in week 3. He started.
I think he's gonna be a day one starter, like my man Daniel Ryan Woodle said. We've talked about this off the record, and we both said it's something you can't coach.
No.
Yeah.
It's just he has that it factor or whatnot. So it's something that you can't coach. But I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be good with it though.
He's just mad physical, man. I mean,
Yeah.
dude just pushing people out the way.
That man said I'm on ice skates.
Hey, you got to understand that man say he pushed biscuits off plates, unlike some of the other offensive linemen we've had that can't push a biscuit off of a plate. So this man said he ready to eat. So go ahead and shove them biscuits off the plate for him. Put some steak and potatoes in front of him and let this man eat. Let's get it. So with that being said, gentlemen, I definitely appreciate you guys for coming on to the show tonight. You already know how we get down with it every week on Thursdays. We got training camp coming up or whatnot. The dates will be posted again in the group, and also we'll post them on YouTube for those who just follow us on YouTube. The other thing that we got coming next week, we got a special guest coming up next week. Scoop knows him very well. Scoop knows the gentleman very well. We got a former NFL cornerback coming in here, so it's real special for us. Scoop, would you like to go ahead and announce who that person is? I don't want to steal your thunder because he's someone that's near and dear to you.
We have former NFL cornerback Anthony Blaylock.
Whoa, let's go.
He'll be joining the show next Thursday. So
y'all
make sure y'all tune in.
Yes,
he was drafted by the Cleveland Browns, played for the San Diego Chargers and the Chicago Bears. So we got a good one for you. And what makes it even more special for you, boy, and everybody on this set, I promote HBCUs. This man came out of Winston-Salem State. So Winston-Salem State, stand up, baby. HBCUs all day, every day. I'm always going to show love. Even though I'm a dog fan, I love my HBCUs first before I love my dogs. So let's not get that twisted, ladies and gentlemen. So definitely can't wait to have the coach, because he's coaching now, the coach coming on. And we definitely appreciate the ladies and gentlemen who joined us tonight. We're sorry about last week with the sound. Hopefully we got it right this week for you guys.
Yeah,
we definitely appreciate you. We thank you for coming. I got to thank my panel for coming on. Coach Cam, he had to step away because he had practice. Got to get those boys right for the season. Got Graybeard, Scoop. Last but not least, my man, K-Dub, better known as Clutch, in the building. We're going to sit there and catch you guys next week. If you missed the show tonight, check it back out on YouTube or check it back out on Facebook. You'll be able to replay this episode. So I want to thank y'all for coming in here. Want to thank everybody that's behind the scenes who's been helping out the BirdCage crew. Bree, my man Turbo, Coach Brand, my man Meltdown, you know, so many other, you know, so many folks that help out with everything that's on this show. And also to thank you viewers for coming on and showing us love, man, because at the end of the day,
yeah,
we wouldn't be here with you. We wouldn't be here without you guys. And we, like I said, we're working on a few things. So we're going to see you next week at 8. And like I said before, we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have a few more information, a little bit more information for training camp for you guys that are coming up. And we're going to have, as I said before, some merchandise that's going to be dropping and a party that we're going to be doing pretty soon. So y'all stay tuned for it. We love you. My name is the Historian, better known as Mr. Ryan Walker. I'm going to be stepping out of this cage for a minute. And shout out to all the graduates who did their thing or whatever, baby. Congrats to all the high school graduates and the college graduates. Mama, I made it. I graduated, baby. But guess what? We'll see you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we out.